We are back on here for Zielonka. This is number 9, and we have a new planter. Well, it's not a new, but it's definitely not a planter. This is a leased plow that we are going to be using to plow up a couple of these fields together, at least to line them up. I tried to get something a little bit bigger than what we had. Everything was just a little bit too, well, there you go. It was just a little bit too much. This is kind of neat because this actually rolls and plows at the same time. So it does a lot of really nice things for you and for your field all at the same time. So right now I'm just kind of going through trying to set a couple things, and then we're going to come back around and then make these fields just a little bit bigger. Or maybe I just won't do that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. So the goal for this harvest is going to be to plant as much as possible. And of course, we've got now 2 fields that we're going to be running. We've got the one that we just did the last harvest there, and we've got another one on this side that we're going to be running. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put in each. If we do root crops over here, well, that's just going to go like super fast and is going to be almost too easy to do all at the same time. So I don't know if that's what we're going to do here. We could also do something else like sugarcane, but again, there's harvesters to make that easy. I don't know, I may just do like a regular crop and just get some like regular harvesters to get everything and do it that way. Kind of sounds like the easy way out, but it's also going to take a while no matter what I do. This might help out just a little bit. I figured for the last couple episodes, at least we'll have something here. This does need to be repaired though, because it is used. But it is nice. Fin 800, we got close to 300 horsepower in here. Moves, it is good to go. So this is going to be super helpful when trying to get a few things done on this field over here. And I figured it would probably be easier if I came through and, you know, fertilized and planted this field while we go ahead and get the other field ready to go. I've only got 1 seeder, so at the end of the day, we may even have to lease an extra seeder just to get the extra field done. But you know what? Still not gonna take too long. Well, we've still got quite a bit to go over here, but I've plowed up a lot of this together already. We're still gonna run around and see how big we can make this field, but at least for now, that is good. Now we need to jump back in here to the 828. There's a few little spots I think he missed, and we need to get this guy on a seeder ASAP, but we gotta figure out what we're gonna see. Usually, I like to go with oats and grass for the last setup, but I'm not quite sure oats and grass will be appropriate for the last harvest on this map. But again, I don't want to go too crazy, otherwise harvest won't last long enough. We can't get a full minute out of it. So why don't we do it? Let's get a hold of a couple of these. I'll go ahead and buy 2 of those. We actually have one of these already, I think. Yeah, the small little guy. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's find ourselves something that's gonna hold seed a little better. I feel like a couple of these should work okay, right? I'm not gonna buy them, but we will definitely lease them. Let's see if in order to do those new crops, this has to be cultivated, doesn't it? Crap. Sitting here talking about stuff from DLCs. Let's get ourselves one of those. I don't know if I need 2 of these or not. Should we get 2 of these? I feel like 2 of these would be too many. Whatever, I got 2 of them. Nobody's gonna say anything. All right, let's rock and roll. I think this may be the first time I've ever cultivated a field on purpose, so yippee to that. Let's drop it down. I think I have fast farming enabled, and I do, which works great for me. So in order to do these new crops, I guess we're gonna have to till the land. Man, is this what you guys do all the time? This stinks. Got it hired up on a worker. It is rocking and rolling at that wonderful 6 meter working with. Just incredible, man. Just incredible. All right. So that brings me back over here to our little roller / plow and gets us in a nice position where we can start finishing getting a few of these bits done. I can hire a worker on this because it overlaps field just a little bit. This is one thing I don't know if you guys know or not, but if you're ever creating fields and you've got just a little bit of overlap onto the field itself, set it to create fields and then hire a worker and it'll go straight down the side, allowing me to do that right there. It's actually really sweet. Check that out. Oh yeah, cultivating. Ugh, all the little plowing that we need to do around the middle is done, and now I get to make these fields a wee bit bigger, which is exactly what I'm doing here, as you can see. I'm gonna go all the way around, kind of make this seem like a little bit more of a seamless large field versus keeping it just similar, but we are going to get a good harvest off of this thing, which is going to be super nice. Up here at the very top, I am going to try and come around just a little bit like this. We may even extend that out as well. Yeah, definitely going to do that. So let's fill this in real quick. Now that we got that, we can come through here, kind of pick up where we left off around right there. Yeah, now we can come through and actually extend these fields out a little bit. The way that they've got them works really nicely for workers and stuff like that, but mod map creators would probably have brought these out a little bit further, so that's what we're doing. And lastly, we come along this far edge, and we try and extend this out a little bit. Now, it is cultivated up on one side and plowed, so we are actually going to be in charge of taking this all the way down. Man, this is going to take forever. So we're done using this. I guess I have to go in there with a cultivator, don't I? Let's go ahead and drop that off, and we'll get that returned. Bam! Great animation on that. Love it. And while I'm at it, I think we'll probably go ahead and fertilize the other setup of the field. So on that one, we've got everything plowed up. Over here, we're still cultivating, which is going to take a minute. Here's where having a couple different setups is going to be extremely useful. Number one, we about to get out this Kubota right here and set it to planting. I need to get rid of this weight. Get off here. Because we have front seat tanks, this should be fairly good. Honestly, I'm looking at this now going, man, I really should have put some extra weight on the back. These things are going to be a little bit heavy. It'll be all right, whatever. Let's get this unfolded. We are going to do red beets on this field. That's right. We're going to do a couple different sets here. Red beets and carrots. We've done some parsnips, but well, carrots are just awesome. So we're just going to keep doing those. I decided. So we'll set this here and set him on a worker. Hopefully he'll line up with the edge of the field. Fingers crossed. We will enable fast farming so they can at least get their job done a little bit quicker. Otherwise, it's rock and roll time, man. Rock and roll. Think we're gonna fill the seeds up? No, that's not it, because we've also got our Fiat Agri right here, the Turbo DT. We're gonna use this as well. We're gonna put this on carrots and send it to the other field. As mentioned, this one's gonna run on carrots, and well, this is gonna take a while, is what this is gonna do. 6 meter worker width, which is phenomenal. We'll be doing it 26 miles an hour, which is not phenomenal, but you know what? I guess it could be worse. It could be a whole lot worse. My only hope through here is that we don't get ourselves into any kind of trouble. Hopefully that guy turns around where they're supposed to, and hopefully this worker turns around where they're supposed to. Hire them up and let them go. Very cool, very cool. And we'll enable fast farming just so we can have a little bit extra fun. It is on plowed ground though, so there may be a couple spots of this that are quite uneven. I don't know, we'll find out. And also, you're probably pointing out I didn't do hills. You were right, I did not do hills. And now that our fertilizer's done, I'm gonna go hook this up to the other cultivator, and we'll see if we can't get all the rest of this cultivated as quickly as possible. After that, we may end up buying a couple more planters and trying to get this done. So now we're at a point where I have hired up this guy on a worker. We took care of the little weird, like, pointy area down here at the bottom. So now let's bounce around and see how everybody's doing. So we've got our first worker that we hired. Now, this has been a little while ago, but he's still going. He's doing a good job. I hate cultivating. Let's move on to something fun. Seeding. Yeah, carrots. They are rocking and rolling now. They're at 99% still. So I think we're probably going to be okay for the rest of that. Red beets, you never know. We've gone through 4% of our seed in that much space. I don't know if we'll be able to make it, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it. We'll be able to make it just fine. Uh-oh, it is starting to rain. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. And speaking of raining, what is this? Did we forget to cultivate a spot? Oh, it's at the top of the hill. You know what, it'll be fine. We've also got some missed spots over here, but I ain't gonna push them too hard. We're not gonna, yeah, I think it'll be okay. Yo, is it just me or seeding, like, taking off? I know we're only running 6 meters, but dude, it is moving. I'm really glad that we could do this in the rain, though. That's good. Hopefully it doesn't get too muddy. I don't know what's going on, but was about to say, he keeps going. I need to come down through here and smooth this out a little bit, dude. Soften. That's the one. Let's see if we can bring this down just a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Probably should have done this a little while ago, but I don't think it needed it a while ago, but it certainly does now. There's a couple spots that really need this kind of extra smoothing outness, so I may come through here and just kind of try and smooth some of this out. This is a super hilly field. It's not as good as it could be, but it's better than nothing, so I'll take better than nothing. All right, so that is done. This is done, which means we need to go get ourselves a couple planters and finish the job here. Let's try something a little bit different. So we used, I believe it was the horse seed tanks on the other ones. Let's go with something a little different here, see what happens. Let's start it off with this version right here. Now, I don't know where our seeder is on the other side, but because this has more power and can go faster in a straight line, I do think that it's probably more beneficial to have this version going straight on. What's going on? Wait, is that just something off in the distance that I can't see? It is! Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Very, very weird indeed. Let's see. He's good. Can I make it to the other end of the field before he makes it to the end of his field? The answer was no. I had to manually stop it. But we can get it about right here. Hire him up on a worker. Fast farming is enabled. So this way we should be able to do this a bit quicker. I think he'll probably be able to go fairly fast. Yeah, things are going there. So let's bring this guy all the way to the other side of the field and let him rock. Got him. Now, this is the easy part right here. Let him go, let him do his thing. The hard part is actually going to be this guy right here, because I have to find the 360 or 270 degree angle about right like that, more or less. Let's see, where am I? Right here. Yeah, I gotta find like an angle like that, drop it down, and then go here, follow along with that line on the ground, and then come back and do it again. The reason I say to do it like this, it's not for you guys at home, it's for me on this map, specifically on this little build, because this is how I've got everything going for the rest of the field, and I'd like it to be cohesive. I don't want a bunch of parts flying around in opposite directions. And these little spots in the field, they are just getting run straight over. I don't even care. But I will say this, the idea I had for this little part of the field right here, it is actually working perfectly fine, exactly the way that I wanted. Makes me happy. That part's done. Now we have to do literally the same thing for this part down here. Now, the good thing about this one is I can actually set it on a worker like here, and then I can go ahead and split this from the rest of the field. This is gonna make this super easy. So then I just have to hit this little spot down here on the right, and everything's good. See? We're doing okay. This should be our last little bit right here. Then we can just hire him up on a worker and let him do his thing, like the rest of the area. Yeah, all right. That's what I'm talking about, man. We'll put it right here and hire him up, and the worker should just do everything. That's working. This is looking good. I may have to come through and fix a couple of those little bits, but I think it'll be okay for now. So as you can tell, we have a lot more to do here. So the next episode might be of us finishing planting, but I'm probably just going to try and finish this on my own. But IRL, I actually need to go record a mod video. So head back, because we have one more episode right here from Zielonka.